Hey guys, Cell here and welcome back to more Fate to Grandora. First things first, happy 3rd anniversary! Getting free 30 Saint Quartz, that was great. But what would be even more better would have been if they actually popped up the guaranteed gacha right now. No, that's not happening. I've heard some heads or tails about it possibly coming with the Aniplex stream. When was that? July 3rd or the 5th? Somewhere around there? I think? Don't know if any of that's right. So yeah, guaranteed gacha is coming close, and so is a certain quick caster. Oh boy, because not only is a quick caster, but Brunhilde. Speaking of which. Isn't a Spanner swapping to like Brunhilde sometime? Wasn't it gonna switch? Valkyrie, Sigurd, Brunhilde, Valkyrie. Brunhilde, in 2 days. I kind of want to do 110 shot to try for Brunhilde. But I know that I need to save my crap, man. The want to summon is really freaking high. How many 10 shots do we have? Wait. Oh, that confused me for a second. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. So technically, we have enough at 6 10 shots. If we can go up to 210 Saint Quartz, that would then be 7 10 shots. But we have 31 paid. So lower that back down, and again, we still only have 6 10 shots for free. Oh boy. I mean, that's a lot of 10 shots. Although we've seen what some of my 10 shots can potentially give us, not really much. Now we need to start doing this now and finish it before, I believe, July 2nd. We are past the halfway point now. Hopefully this has 2, 15 has 2, and then 16 also either has 1 or 2. And then maybe I'll be even closer than we were originally to actually beating this. Cathawk, where have I heard that name before? If I may, Senpai, Cathawk Lupus is a member of Team A. He possesses an exemplary aptitude for race shifting, and I believe...
Don't bother. I don't care if she remembers me or not. Besides, Wadim already told you who we are. I'm one of the 7 cryptors, and we helped bring about the end of the world. That should be enough for you.
Wait, please. Then does that mean that you and Kirstadia and everyone else on Team A are really...
You sure talk a lot more now, don't you? Back then, you just parroted whatever anyone told you. But that doesn't matter. Stay out of this, Kiriraito. You were nothing more than a tool to us. A device we planned to bring along to help us summon servants after we'd raise shifted. We never cared about your opinions. You were just supposed to keep your mouth shut and help us out however we needed. So don't bother worrying about infringing on our rights, or what we're like as people. We never bothered to do that for you after all.
That's not... No, that doesn't matter anymore. Now you're an enemy of Caldea, aren't you, Cathawk?
That's right. I'm glad you're not a complete idiot. That saves a lot of time. We've already made our declaration of war. Our goal is to grow our lost belt and bring about an end to proper human history. I guess we've already pretty much taken care of that last bit.
Lost belt, is that what this singularity is called?
No, a singularity is just a single point in time. This is a belt. The point when everything changed in this world happened long ago, and now it has its own history. It sucks there is no more rock music anywhere, but the demonic beast howls can get pretty close. Why would you do this? I don't have to tell you shit, but I guess we can talk a bit before I kill you. Tell me, Cell, why didn't you die instead of us?
Huh? I'm not sure how to respond to that instead of you.
You heard me, there would have been way fewer losses that way. We all know what you achieved, gotta admit. It freaking sucked to have to be the one of the first things we heard after we woke up. Don't know how I started trying to say that. And now that we know, I can say this with total certainty. If it had been me or even better, anyone else on Team A, especially Wodim, I bet there'd have been way fewer dead. We wouldn't have taken a whole damn year either. I just happen to be the only master left. Exactly, you just happen to be there. So you just happen to get chosen. And thanks to that, a ton of people died in the incineration of humanity. Congratulations. You racked up the highest casualty count imaginable.
That's enough, Kadok. Remember, I'm Cell's servant now. I'm not about to let you insult my master, no matter what the circumstance.
You can't fool me, Kiriraito. Don't tell me the thought never crossed your mind. Everyone on Team A was chosen for a reason. Wodim, Ophelia, Pepe, David. Any one of them would have done a better job than Cell there, and you know it.
You may be right, but there's no point in thinking about that now. The fact is, none of you were there. We all did the best we could under the circumstances. We didn't have the time to even consider hypotheticals during the year it took us for the restoration of humanity. But I can tell you there is one thing I'm certain of after what you said, Kadok.
Oh, and what's that?
I would never have lived to see how things turned out if anyone from Team A had been the one to handle it. If it wasn't for Master Cell, I wouldn't even be here right now.
Well, I guess you got me there. Any one of us would have probably abandoned you without a second thought at some point.
So if you're in charge of Russia, Kadok, I take it the others are in charge of the other lost belts?
That's right. Not that knowing that's gonna do you much good.
I still don't get what your goal is. Why would you destroy the world?
We're not destroying the world. All we're destroying is proper human history. Then again, we're all going to pit our lost belt against each other too. So I guess those will be going away as well. By the way, who are those servants you got with you? I do not feel any particular obligation to divulge my identity to a spoiled child of an enemy such as you.
Same here. Not that I expect I'm fooling anyone.
Tch. Well, whatever. It never hurts to be cautious, but I'll be getting rid of you all anyway. OP Sneaky, kill them.
Bring it. Master, they're OP Sneaky about to attack. Please prepare for battle.
Let's do this, you two.
Alright, so we're starting off with 3 enemies, huh? Either way, defense is up. And just take them out one at a time, I guess. Oh, man. Just seeing that freaking 3rd anniversary. I've been playing this for a long freaking time, man. Holy crap. I've been playing this game since it first came out over here. Albeit, that isn't what it shows on my record on my iPad. I did literally start playing when it first came out, but I think I've said it before. I got my friend to play it. He lost his account, decided to re-roll my account with him. So I'm literally like 1 day behind the actual legitimate login. Other than that, I would have full 100% completion of my time playing this game. It's been bugging me ever since, but because I ended up resetting with him, I ended up getting Joan d'Arc as my very first ever 5-star after my first story pull once I finished Fuyuki. Or during Fuyuki. So yeah, it really sucks. What also really sucks is that I just finished the Tower of God, And I really, really freaking want another season. Like right now. I need it. Oh, it was so good. I enjoyed every bit of it. That ending, though, I kind of saw coming. Wasn't really hard to guess what would have happened. But yeah. I now am addicted to the Tower of God and I don't want to read the weapon. I don't tend to read stuff. I tend to just want to watch it and then wait. The only time I ever did that was actually with Bleach because I never believed it was coming back. Lo and behold, 2 years after I've finished reading manga, we finally got news. It's coming back. Okay. Now we're finally on the final bit of the pre-sneaky. They take way too long to defeat. Alright, Okita. 200% NP. Now I'm expecting a full clear of the enemy. No one survives. Do that as well. Alright, Zekken, Mercure Sundown. GG's? Maybe? Perhaps? Kill. And there we go, 279,000 damage. I will gladly take it. Hey, we got 2 of the Eternal Lights. Is nice. Thank you. Just need about 9 million more of those for the rest of Okita's skills. Wait, are we actually fighting Kadok? Oh crap, no, Caster. We're fighting Anastasia? Well, in that case, technically speaking, in case Cha-Cha gets taken out, Quetzalcoatl. There we go. That should work. Just in case Cha-Cha gets taken out. Then hopefully Quetzalcoatl can pick it up. My. Looks like I'll have to make another one. A Kabbalist. Are you Solomon ibn Gabriel, aka Avogabro, the Golem Master? I suppose using so many golems does make it obvious, even with a mask. You are indeed correct. I don't even need to bother asking about you. Well, I can't tell if you're Billy the Kid or Buffalo Bill, but that really doesn't matter much. The hell it doesn't, I'm Billy. Ain't gonna tolerate being confused for no prairie lover. Anyway, this works out nicely. You've got your servants and I've got mine. Let's find out which of them is stronger. Caster! Oh no! I do have to fight Anastasia! No, God! Was it worth coming out on this swing then, Master? I hate letting wild cards run around, so yeah. I feel a lot better now. That's the woman who destroyed Chaldea! And when she was a servant who hails from this version of Russia, I knew it! Avogabron seems like he would be rather useful. So what, you want me to change out your contract? I mean, I could do that, but... Alright, it might not be the easiest fight for you, but I'm sure you can pull this off. Oh yes, that much is certain. Bow down before the glory of the Tsar. Being the proper human history, my name is Anastasia. I am the daughter of this land's undying dynasty now and forevermore. I knew it! Your Grand Duchess Anastasia, the Romanov dynasty? But how is that possible? You're a tragic figure, not a valiant one. Nothing you did should have led you to become a heroic spirit. Yes, you're right. I have no barbaric tales of heroism to my name, nor any stories of royalty gone mad. But I do have V. I am a servant of this last belt, and as such, I shall eliminate you all. Come, V, let's kill them together. She says that with such a freaking smile on her face. Hear my command and obey. You are to become a sculptor of the snow and ice, writhing in agony in this world's permafrost for all of eternity. Jesus! 65,000! Damage up. That. Do it. I don't need to deal with all of these freaking assassins in my freaking face right now. You know, this would have been better had Okita have actually had an arts to boost her NP up a little bit. Oh well. Radiant Demon Fortress of the Sun. Go go gadget cha-cha. Good thing I put freaking defenses up. Otherwise, things could have gone really freaking bad. So do that, that, and then that. Oh, she's gonna have a noble Fanta. Holy crap, Waver, thank you for the crit. We actually are going into this fight with damage up. Oh, she doesn't have a break bar! Oh my god, wait. We're fighting against a master. He's gonna use his freaking command spells, isn't he? This prick is gonna use his command spells to heal up freaking Anastasia, isn't he? Well, either way. Second, Mercure Sundown. Go, Okita Odata! He's gonna use his command spells to revive her, isn't he? Well, at least the healer. Damn, look at those crits from Okita! Alright! Wait, he has mana cleanse? He can get rid of her freaking debuffs! And we just got debuffed ourselves. Well, that sucks. Well, either way. Do that. Probably should have done that before we did the other thing, but sure. So do that, that, and then that. Got 17 crit stars, not bad. Phantasmal Field, now he just gave her defense. Okay. Okita Odata! Attack again, please, with your full Brave Chain. Magic Penetration D. Increase her own arts. She can go through invincibility. I can't really tap on Kadox, so yeah. Damage up. I still haven't gotten that skill to 10. Oh boy. Alright, so give Okita Guts. Don't do that. Give Okita Vanilla Phantasm. Pop Evade onto Kets. And now Crit Star Gather Rate. There we go. So, second, Mercure Sundown.
Link
Hitsukoto doesn't have damage down either, so hopefully this helps. Buster damage increase. Nice crit. She's doing her NP. I don't like this.
魔眼解放バロードエンチャントサーキットオーバー皆殺しにしなさい B
Jesus, defense down and everything. Wait for no. Holy crap. That was freaking brutal. Damage up. Buster and Arts. Damage up. Get rid of the defense down on Quetzalcoatl. So do this, this, and then this. Yes! We won! Kadok did not in fact use his command spells. Thank God. How do you like them apples? Ugh. PvP, let your gaze unfurl even more. Let your wicked eye expose the truth behind all things. Mystic Eyes. So that demonic beast is what's been turning my golems to dust in an instant. How rude, he is no demonic beast. He is my most trusted elemental. He has been an ally to the Romanov dynasty for generations. That doesn't make him any less of a monster. I suppose I was a bit late coming up with an anti-Mystic Eye strategy. Anastasia, look out. Salieri's woken up. Cursed dogs of the Tsar. B. Behold, my noble phantasm. O Lord in heaven, have pity on me. Dio Santissimo, misericordia de me. I probably said that completely wrong. PvP. This is... He doesn't care who he hits. Can't believe that was the first thing he pulled after getting his memories back. What a whack job. Still looks like that was all he had. Oh my, you certainly startled me. I must be the only member of the Romanov dynasty who's ever been attacked by from above by the court musician. Not that it matters now. You, how dare you brainwash me, twist me into doing your dirty work. You're nuts. I didn't twist you into anything. All I did was put you to work in an effective way. Anyway, I can't have you running around on your own anymore, no matter how weak you might be. Anastasia, crush his legs. Got you. Golems activate. Mine hand is the spear of azure ice. Chased. Sephirid. Ooh. Did he just turn snow into golems? Anastasia. Use a command spell. Since when do masters go around shielding their servants? It's no big deal. I just did it because I thought I could. And I was right, neither of us is hurt, are we? Kadok. Very well then. I believe that is our cue to escape. Ugh. I trust we will be taking him with us. He read my mind. I see, so this is what it means for one's master to rub off on you. I'll have to bear this in mind for future reference. Follow them. Understood. Would it be of any consolation if I said that we at least avoided the worst possible outcome? I suppose. It would have been best if we could have crushed them here, but we didn't have the priest or enough Bo Priest sneaking to make it happen. If we can take them all together, so much the better. Besides, thanks to you, I got an idea. What is it? If it works, it might just be what we need to bring down the big mountain all at once. I see. I thought a plan would take a little longer to come to fruition. It all depends on how well we negotiate.
If I can offer him something he wants, but he's bound to give in. That's the sort of servant he is. Alright then, let's start spreading the Tsar's glory to this part of the frontier. Oh, Prishniki, this place was harboring traitors rebels. I take it you know what to do.
Yes, everything shall burn, everyone shall die.
That's right, you all are to crush this town with your own hand.
That must have been what they were like back when they were alive too, just like the ones who killed me.
Keep that to yourself, Anastasia, or you'll end up disrespecting the Tsar.
Master, don't you preach to me about disrespect.
Right, sorry about that. Anyway, they should be done at the palace at this point.
That's true, we should hurry back then. The Tsar must be looking for me by now, even if he still hasn't fully awakened.
So is the Tsar her husband, or is she his daughter? I don't know. They're playing one of those roles. Abandoned village. Oh, thank you! You're so kind! Only one! Which means that we can do that! And possibly get into 16, at least a little bit of deep dive into it. Grand Duchess Anastasia. Assassin. And Lenza. Section 15, Grand Duchess Anastasia. Hey, this looks familiar.
It was, I remember, such a peaceful, beautiful, peaceful day. The flowers that bloomed here were so beautiful, so strong. Look at this. It must be the honeyest flowers in the world. And you too are a flower blooming strong here in the confines of the palace. That's what I wanted to say. Maybe I actually did, or maybe I was never able to summon up the courage. Either way, I grieved for the flowers. And yet now I can no longer even remember what they looked like. Why do you look so sad? I feel like I'm having a bad dream. Why would I feel this way when everything I see is so beautiful? You must be tired. Come, lay your head on my lap and rest. It is the least I could do for you, my beloved sire. My beloved husband. Okay, see ya, husband.
Dad, why do Yaga have to be strong? Well, the way I see it, we Yaga made a mistake.
A mistake?
We mistook how the world worked, so maybe how we chose it. Whatever it was, we made a mistake and the world left us behind. Still, while we may have made a mistake, that doesn't mean we were in the wrong. We're still here, we're still alive, so as long as that's the case, we'll keep on fighting until the world ends once and for all.
Okay. I still remember that conversation. This world is always beset by blizzards. It's rare that we ever see the sun's light directly. It's not just in my head, surviving here really does take a lot out of you. I think I get what my old man meant now. No matter how hard it gets, we will keep on surviving until there's no more world left to us. So this is the capital, Yaga Moscow. Goodness, I can't believe he defied the Tsar.
Worthless Yaga. Hell's too good for him.
Damn it.
Move.
Shut up! Did Yaga do something bad?
He's an incorrigible Yaga who forgot the debt of gratitude we owed to the Tsar. Now he's suffering the consequences of it for incurring the Tsar's wrath, and rightly so. Make sure you don't ever end up like him. I don't know what he was thinking to find the strongest being in existence. We all need to stick together if we're going to survive in this world.
Uh-huh. Stick together, he says. What a laugh. It's so funny, it makes me want to scream. All we do is abandon our weak, we cut them out like Krushat entrails. In consequence, our numbers are always dwindling, that's who we Yaga are. We just keep dying and killing, we live without hope. We're just waiting for our inevitable doom, without even trying to fight back against it.
You must be the first rebel to ever make it this far at Potsy. By the way, There's still something I don't quite understand. After your rebel friends retreated, why did you continue to wander around the town alone? Surely you wouldn't just bring up the rear. Shut up! Very well then. Let's change the subject. Would you mind telling me where the rebel army base is located? It can be our little secret. I'm afraid I've been so concerned about it that it's been keeping me up at night, just like Kadok. If you could help me with my insomnia, you have my word that I will let you go in return. You really think I'd ever tell you that? What's so funny? What's with that creepy laugh? Easy, young Patsy. Relax. I know you're just an ordinary Yaga. As I said before, I also know that even ordinary Yaga are highly resilient creatures, physically, that is. Conversely, they are mentally fragile and quite easily broken, especially in the face of someone stronger than they are. Perhaps it's their bestial instincts at work. Who could say? What are you talking about? What are you getting at, you evil bastard? Oh, that should become clear shortly. This will be a test of sorts for myself as well as for you. You gotta bring him in front of the Tsar.
What is this place?
It would seem to be a village that those Pishniki razed to the ground. Unfortunately, none survived. Though it pains me to say this, I believe we should set up camp here. We need to take advantage of everything we can, after all. How could you lose so miserably? You had 2 servants to their 1.
Sure did. Mighty sorry about that.
I have no excuse. We've still got plenty of fight left.
Huh, if that pathetic display was the best you could do, you'll just get your asses handed to you again. Care to repeat that for me, fella? It's true, deep down you know I'm right. Well,
I believe what Gordolf is trying to say is, that servant is a fearsome opponent. As such, you could use all the help you can get. So why not have Antonio Salieri there join our side? Who are you lot?
We're the Chaldea Security Organization. We came here from a place outside of Russia. Though I'm afraid we've lost a building that used to be our headquarters. At any rate, the person there with you is Saga, Chaldea's last greatest remaining master.
Yeah, I totally didn't just accidentally add greatest there. I kinda did.
There's also...
I'm Avakabron. I take it you are the Salieri. Perhaps not quite in a way you imply, but yes. I'll admit to being that Salieri.
What do you mean?
The name Salieri is synonymous with one thing.
Wasn't Amadeus,
No need to dance around it. You have heard I'm responsible for Amadeus' death, have you not? I am the embodiment of that reputation. Give me a moment while I remove this Mr. Code.
Mr. Code?
Whoa. Huh. This is who I truly am. Take a look at my servant power for yourselves.
Oh.
You're quite weak. I didn't think there was any other servants in this world with lower stats than Shakespeare or myself. It would seem he even gave Henderson a good run for his money. Of course, I'm just an ordinary composer. I never wrote any symphonies that left a mark on the history. At best, I'm a mediocrity of a man, but no matter. The sole reason I exist on the throne of heroes at all is because I am said to have killed Amadeus. Whether or not I actually did kill him is completely irrelevant. People were convinced that I did, so here I am. Then one might say you are affected by the innocent monster skill. I believe so. True, Salieri was indeed suspected of killing Amadeus, even when he was still alive.
Right, then he even made a movie about it. Okay, so why were you on Yvonne the Terrible side then?
I would like to know that as well. Are you originally a servant from this lost belt? I believe the cryptid, that boy Kadok, called this place the Lost Belt. So you know of that name. First, let me answer your question with one of my own. Tell me, humans of Chaldea, what do you know about the Lost Belts?
Well, only that they're abnormal zones that would somewhat resemble singularities.
If you don't mind, Miss Kiriraito, I'll fill that one. First, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Salieri. I'm Sherlock Holmes, called as administrative advisor. I became a servant through unusual means, just like you. We have been investigating this peculiar version of Russia, whose history is so unlike our own. I have a number of hypotheses, but had been unable to find a critical element to tie everything together. Until you first mentioned that word. Lost Belt, a chronological table detailing an alternate path taken by human history. An unbroken strip that continues onward to the present day, rather than occupying a single point in time. No wonder it isn't like a singularity. A singularity is one point in time where history as it should be went awry after all. That is not the case here in Russia. In this world, everything is as it should be. Nothing has gone awry. It has history quite separate from our own proper human history, even though it is not a world gone completely mad like the singularities. No doubt the branching point was the great cold wave that struck 450 years ago, when Earth was thrown into a new ice age. And Russia, as we see it now, is the product of history moving forward from that point. So you're saying that this is an ongoing deviation from human history? Is that anything like a parallel world? No, it's not like that. These lost belts is something altogether different. If we assume that parallel worlds exist, then their civilization and lifestyle should also be fundamentally the same. By definition, they're closely tied to a well-defined base world. In other words, the base world and its parallel worlds are all following the same course. But let's say there is a world where history diverges radically, going completely off the rails. See, at one point something changes irrevocably. It could be a huge natural disaster or a major technological breakthrough. In a world that's gone off the rails is effectively erased from this universe, needing to be something that doesn't belong. Once that happens, its destruction is all but assured. No matter how devolved it might be, its evolution just ends. Devolved or developed? For better or worse, the universe just isn't willing to tolerate worlds whose future prospects are plain to see. You know how you prune unnecessary branches while you're trying to grow a tree? Same thing here. If a world, even a utopia, strays too far from its base axis, it gets the clippers, so to speak. In the Magecraft world, it's called the pruning theoretical phenomenon. And it's what allows the universe to keep expanding unimpeded. That's the major association stance anyway. The pruning theoretical phenomenon. Then Russia didn't end up as frozen wasteland because of a plot, like what happened to King of Mages. Correct. Its climate has always been like this, and it is in fact that very climate that led to the changes in human history. This is a world where history continued on the past 100-year marker, long after it would ordinarily have been pruned away. In essence, this history lost to the proper human history. But now it has appeared in our own world. Right, it looks like strong alternative histories, the last spells which you know almost nothing about, are being wielded as weapons to invade and destroy proper human history. And the incineration of humanity was an attack on human history orchestrated by Gatia, a singular entity. But now these lost belts are attacking the very world itself. If I were to give this a name, I think I might call it the felling theoretical phenomenon. Yeah. I think I like the sound of that. Let's go with it. History that lost to other history. Are you serious? Then what you're telling us, this Russia is going to become the de facto way of life for the entire planet? If it continues on this path, yes. But of course, we won't let it come to that. Now then, that went on quite a bit longer than I had anticipated, but that is our current theory. Tell me, Mr. Salieri, are we more or less on the mark? Yes, you're spot on. I'm pretty managed to arrive at that conclusion without being from a lost belt yourselves. There is nothing more I can tell you beyond what we've figured out. Now that you have the facts, what do you do with them is up to you. As for your original question, you wish to know if I originate from this lost belt and whether I serve that crypto. My answer, of course, is no, as Russia has not known music for some time. My story is the same as that gunslinger's. I am a rogue servant summoned by the death throes of this land's true form from the lost belt who overrode it. My memories of proper human history are now vague, and have been conflated with my memories of this lost belt. I cannot say that if that was the master or that priest. One of them did something to my head. Even as we speak, I remain unsure if I am on the right side. We will simply have to trust that you are. If nothing else, we know you are not a Yaga. Yes, that's true. That is very true. Above all, this world is utterly devoid of music. It seems to have no choice but to join your side. Thank you. We are grateful for your assistance. To begin, we can use any information you have. What can you tell us about the 17 Yaga Moscow? I'm the court musician, nothing less and nothing more. I had no contact with the outside world. The only one who ever spoke to me was Metropolitan Mercurius. Metropolitan Mercurius? That was the only man he found a table looked up to as a mentor. Is he a Yaga too? No, he's a servant. He does look human, but I doubt he is the same man. He is probably Japanese and a pseudo-servant.
A Japanese priest and a pseudo-servant? That must be Father Kotomine.
I don't know anything about any others. The only people I've met are the Oprichnik and that master and servant pair we just fought earlier.
I see. Well, that's disappointing. Very well then. What do you know about that endless storm wall, or perhaps that tree of emptiness?
I know nothing about either, although I did hear Metropolitan Mercurius say that the tree is the cornerstone of this lost belt. He also said that without the tree of emptiness, it would be impossible to mount an attack on reality.
So then that tree really is the cause of all of this. That would definitely seem to make the most sense. For one thing, it's smack dab in the middle of this lost belt. And for another, it's a foreign entity that's not even showing up on the Paper Moon's compass. This is the same Paper Moon that's been observing this lost belt Russia as an ordinary part of the Earth's topography. And the only thing it can figure out to do with that tree is to exclude it. So for the moment, it would seem safe to assume that the tree is the source of this failing theoretical phenomenon. Then if we do something about that tree, Russia will return to the way it was.
Easier said than done. The tree of emptiness lies with the Tsar himself. To reach it, you'll have to face him.
I see. Then it seems we'll have to do just that at some point. What about the Oprichnik? How many of them are stationed in the capital?
No less than a small army.
A small army, just like what we saw in Antarctica? That's going to be quite the obstacle. Listen, laughing matter Holmes. I fail to see what you find so funny. Is that Mr. Koji were wearing an innocent monster too?
That's right. I'm the man in gray, the one who drove Mozart to his death. Salieri is no more than an avatar I wear, so to speak, out of convenience. I have one last question. What do you think of the lost belt? I think it needs to be fixed. Isn't that what you people are attempting to do?
Yes, and it's certainly one of our goals.
So was it. I can see you are the conductor of this little orchestra.
Are you mad? I'm the commander around here. She's nothing more than an occasionally useful trombone. I suppose that would make me the violin. Da Vinci, how about you be about being the flute? I suppose that would make me the violin. Da Vinci, how do you feel about being the flute?
Good grief, you all certainly do love your digressions, don't you? You remind me of Amadeus and his unshakable high spirits. So, I would like to speak with Sherlock Holmes. Alone if possible.
You sure? Holmes can go on for days, you know. So you just want me to excuse myself a bit? Okay.
My apologies, I hope this won't take too long.
Mighty curious to know what that Salieri fella wants to talk to Holmes about. Maybe music and stuff for this lost belt, maybe?
That would be my guess. Salieri has been here longer than any of us. I expect he has his own sense of things. Thank you for your patience. Allow me to come to the point. I've decided to join you, though conditionally you may employ my power however you see fit.
That's great, thank you. What's the condition?
Simple. Should we encounter Amadeus, you will let me focus on him first and foremost.
Wait, what? Does that mean you're going to kill him?
Of course. I'm the man in gray, the innocent monster known as Salieri. If we were to meet, I would have no choice but to kill him.
I can't accept that. If Amadeus has been summoned here, he's sure to be a servant from proper human history.
If I had been summoned as an anti-hero, so tortured by malice that I was constantly writhing in agony, I would be so at odds with all of you that we would not be even able to have this conversation. I admit that earlier I was so overcome by a berserker-like madness that I simply went around mercilessly slaughtering any Yaga I encountered. But now I have regained my senses and my sanity alike. Even picturing Amadeus' smug, pear-shaped face does a little more than make my skin crawl. In other words, I see, like master, like servant. That means the Amadeus who is here is not evil now. I suppose it is the fate of every servant to be influenced by their master's personality. That is why I will kill Amadeus. I must kill him. It is my destiny, my fate. But what if he isn't evil? What if Amadeus turns out to be on our side? If he is, then I will become your enemy once more. My purpose in life is to kill Amadeus. That will never change. Now then, that's enough chit-chat. We are returning to the Rebel Army stronghold tomorrow, are we not? You should rest up while you can, Master. Now, if you will excuse me. Okay, maybe there's only gonna be this part left. The story is actually going on longer than I thought. So Amadeus is our enemy now. I know we fought former allies before, like Krillin, but it never gets any easier. I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. His friend turned enemy servant would be unaware of his betrayal. Take the heroes of myth. They have always been much more willing to accept shifting allegiances among both their friends and foes. It was their belief that they would all meet again in Eden, so they had no difficulty taking it in their stride when the friend became foe or vice versa. Above all, there was nothing you could do now that would undo the encouragement he once offered you. Rest assured that he spoke truly, sincerely, and from the heart. That's a good point. Thank you, Ava Cabron. You sound like a school teacher or something. Can I call you Professor from now on? Heh. Please don't. That would be rather painful for me. Painful? I have no right to be anyone's teacher. I've long since abandoned any qualifications I may have had. Moving on, we need to discuss Karak's servant. I believe she is to him what Miss Kiriraito is to Cell, his personal exclusive servant. She is also, of course, the monster who encased all of Chaldea in solid ice. Wait, I remember Kara called her by her true name at one point, Anastasia. Where have I heard that name before? There are two famous figures by that name. One was Ivana Table's Tsaritsa, the first wife. Anastasia Romanovna, Zakharia... Oh Jesus, this is gonna take a while. Anastasia Romanova... Oh my god. Anastasia Romanovna Zakharina Yuryeva, who supported his reign from the shadows all her life. I definitely said that all wrong, but that's the final take I'm going with. The other was a descendant of the Romanov dynasty, Anastasia Nikolaevna Romanova, a young girl whose passing was mourned by all in the Sardom. Nikolaevna. Sure. So which Anastasia are we dealing with here? I'm afraid there need be no suspense about this. She is unquestionably the Romanov descendant. How can you be so sure? Since Ivan Table's here, couldn't she be his Tsaritsa? I've looked into Tsaritsa Anastasia's history, and she is clearly not the type to relish the spotlight. She became Tsaritsa at the age of 17, and passed away only 13 years later. Ivan Table took several more wives following her death, but he never opened up to anyone else. Generally speaking, one would indeed expect to find her with him, but it is highly improbable that she would be summoned as a servant. Of course, she could still have been an inhabitant of this world, just like Ivana Table, which would have made her summoning possible. But given that she is human in appearance, that seems altogether improbable as well. So then she's Romanov Dynasty one. That means she's the other Anastasia then. Precisely. Anastasia Nikolaevna Romanova. She is the Grand Duchess of Ice, a young girl who bore the brunt of Russia's darkness. Now then, allow me to share an abridged version of Anastasia's background and some of the secrets I managed to dig out from Chaldea's library. Chaldea's library was not destroyed in the attack. I anticipated certain emergencies may arise eventually. I took the liberty of collecting as much useful data from it as I could. Anastasia Nikolaevna Romanova. She is the fourth daughter of the last Romanovs ever to hold the Tsardom, Nikolai II and his wife Alexandra. and years before her death, famine plagued all of Russia as a result of the ongoing First World War. In 1917, frustration to reach the breaking point efforts to quell a protest left some people dead. Some of the Russia's soldiers banded together in revolt against Tsardom. Moscow declared martial law in response, but by then the Imperial Guards had chosen to side with the rebels. After a tremendous uproar, the Tsar abdicated, the Romanov imperial family fell into disarray and were essentially confined to house arrest. The historical records describe Nikolai as a good husband and father. But in light of these events, it would seem he was ill-equipped to handle the threat to his reign. Alternatively, he may have been perfectly well-equipped, but the times may have simply been too dire for anyone in his position to overcome. In the wake of these events, Russia would end up split into several different factions, eventually uniting as a single nation as a Soviet Union. But that bit of history can wait for another time. For the moment, let us focus our attention on Nikolai II's family. Having been confined to their home, their lavish lifestyle evaporated practically overnight, and they were seldom heard from again. Although records do say that they continued to employ servants and cooks. At any rate, the situation grew more dire the following year, in April of 1918. The new Leninist administration feared that the Czechoslovak Legion of a White Army would try to reinstate the Tsar's family by force, and decided to have them executed. Ideally, they would have preferred to do so following in a trial, in order to create an official record. But the threat the Tsar's reinstatement posed to the administration forced their hand. Being the cousin of the German Kaiser, the Anastasia's mother, Alexandra, still had some value as a bargaining chip. But that value evaporated the instant the German ambassador was assassinated by extremists. In essence, everything about Anastasia's family. The bloodline, their presence, their very existence, was seen as a hindrance. This led the powers that be to refrain from making the Romanov sentence public, and so they determined to do away with them in secret. So they were executed, at least. That is how those in power would like it described. Those who were present said it was, in truth, no more than a massacre. Some believe that Anastasia managed to survive her family's execution, but that theory was thoroughly disproven several decades later thanks to DNA testing. There is simply no denying that this innocent young girl had her life ripped from her simply because she was born to the wrong family at the wrong time. Anastasia's story is indeed one of tragedy. She is one of many sacrifices on the altar of history. However, although her story in proper human history ends there, it continues in the history of the magecraft. The history of magecraft? Does that mean the Romanov family was involved in magecraft? I'm afraid the answer to that question remains unclear. They may have had some secret involvement in it, or they may merely have known of its existence. All we know for certain is that a number of lost Fabergé eggs made their way into the world of magecraft. From that, we learn that each generation Tsar had formed a contract of sorts with a certain phantasmal. However, this rumored phantasmal did not see fit to save Tsar Nikolai II's life. The notion was dismissed as false. But after seeing Anastasia fight, I have determined that there is another possibility. She is a shaman, a spirit keeper. In other words, it was neither her father Nikolai nor her brother Alexei who was the heir to the Romanov magecraft. It was indeed Anastasia herself. So she's the heir to an imperial family who's been ruling over a land of ice and snow for more than 300 years, yeah, huh? Ain't quite as bad as Yvonne and terrible, but still pretty goddamn intimidating. But here in this last bounty fund terrible Tsardom has continued unabated for the past 450 years. A lot of difference twixt the younger history and ours. Humans seem more and a mite frail in comparison, but we got all manner of knowledge and wisdom over the years that let us take down even our toughest enemies. So running a place like this for 300 years is damn impressive, no two ways about it. Unfortunately, while I have learned a great deal about the threat she poses, I'm afraid I have nothing to offer in the way of strategy against her. I see. Well, times like that, simpler the better. I say we hit her hard and fast, bushwhack her. Not much you can't kill if you keep on plunging at it till it stops moving. If it bleeds, you can kill it. Perhaps the simplest solution would be the best in this case. For the moment, I suggest we try Billy's plan of action, such as it is when next we see her. What about summoning a new servant to serve as a shield? Naturally, their one job would be to keep me nice and safe. There you have it, everyone. In the end, you will just have to do the best you can with what you have. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Master. Let's get going. Wow, I can just say let's get going and not even acknowledge Marsha's good morning. You heard the lady. Golden Salt. There's something wrong, Ava Capone. That's a Diavoltron. It's surrounded by a large number of smaller demonic beasts. You could go around them. This is still an unproven hypothesis, but... Yes. Believe that a Diavoltron would well. Make for good golem materials. Yes. Well, I suppose I'll just have to help you out. This will be quite the foe for our first battle together. Come then. Oh man. That story went on a lot longer than I thought it would. Holy crap. I was talking for what, a good 30 minutes straight? Only other time that's literally happened straight with like 40 something minutes plus of talking. Literally freaking Nero Fest. I think that's literally the only other time I've done that. So yeah, after we finish this will literally then be the end of the episode. I was like, oh yeah, cool. We got one, so we can actually do part 16 as well. Nope, that is no longer an option. That is literally 100% no longer an option. It's not even on the table anymore. Alright, Waver, I want you to attack the Kuri shots. Seeing as how I already know Okita can't damage a Lancer by herself. Boosted it up a lot. That's right, attack Okita, please. That's totally what you should be doing right now. Totally. Add that and that. Go, Kuri shots! Can you get rid of your freaking defense, please? 'Cause it's really... God dang it! I don't have a saber, do I? No, I don't. I have Passion Lit. I screwed up. Defense. Target. So do that, that, and then that. Okay, why did you give me everyone but Waver? This is bad. This is really freaking bad. I was planning on Chacha living. God dang it! I did not go through all of that freaking dialogue just to lose to Kuri shots. Defense up. Can't believe you're forcing this out of me right now. Second, Mercury Sundown. I cannot believe that they're forcing a Noble Phantasm out of me right now, and especially increased damage.
I'm gonna have to reset this. I literally cannot do this.
Ah, Yuko. Ha! Mura-san.
外しません。
こういうのどう
行きます。
だ。よーし。あ、
外しません。
罠だ。罠だ。うわ。
Good God, can you please stop
全て
attacking?
はよあ、
This is the most ridiculous crap ever right now.
これぞ大軍師の究極陣地。罠だ。
Come on, Waver,
罠だ。
please.
簡単すぎ
Kill
るんだ
that
よ。
3 shot. Oh, you almost did it. So do that, that,
よ
and
し、
then
行く
that.
ぞ。
The other 3 shot does not have any defense down. Please. I mean,
罠だ。
defense up. Attack lasts for 3 turns.
ないでください。ぎゅーっとしてあげます。
So do this, this, and then this.
外しません。滑らない。もう逃がしません。
Diavoltron, 180,044 health.
つうの
Defense.
途中だな。他にやることないの？
本気で行くぞ。
Phantasm up.
本気出して
Damage
しま
up.
う。本気で行くぞ。
Phantasm. Give all the
こういう
way.
のどうだ？
Second, Mercury
そう
Sundown.
行こう。人説をうつ無辺の光を持って天命を立つ絶剣無休三はっ
Yes, Okita.
魔人
Look at them twins.
煉獄斬り
We've managed to make a comeback.
痛い。
Passion Lip, no! Damage up. Buster and odds up. Heal. Also, just in case, put evade on.
そういうこと行こう。
よーし。
We won! How the hell did I come back
無
from
事か
that?
マスター。
Oh my god! We, for all intents and purposes, should have just lost that. We should have lost that. Oh my god. That was harder than the Anastasia fight. How was that to command, Master? You looked awesome out there. I'm afraid I couldn't use you in that battle. I didn't. Because again, it's true. He's in. Well, actually, he's in Avengers, isn't he? So yeah, Avengers. They're fine. But you looked awesome out there. I see. So you have taken a liking to this mystical of mine. I knew it. I knew it. Romans had a rebel army, a stronghold now, Salieri. Soon we'll be able to introduce you to everyone else.
Wait a moment. If you lot don't decide a problem in history, I don't suppose you have a piano at the stronghold, do you?
No, I'm afraid not.
I see. Well, then I shall just have to make my own musical instrument when I have a spare moment.
Just speaking for myself, but I think I'd rather you find the time to actually fight first. First.
A most reasonable request, but I know the truth. Admit it, Davagurbo. You prefer making golems over fighting, don't you? That is true. Even so, I must put combat first. I will never while away my time fiddling with instruments. Nor would I. I'm a seventh first and a musician second. Naturally, I too would put combat first. Haha, you two certainly do enjoy your hobbies. You're one to talk.
Well, that's strange. Here I was under the impression that I was fully devoting myself to helping Master restore humanity. They said it because you act like your hobbies are the only things you care about.
I see. So that's how I come across, is it?
Anyone who likes spending time making things come across as a slacker hobbyist, I swear. They're all a bunch of useless good-for-nothings. But aren't you basically the queen of slacker hobbyists? Hey, I do not slack off when it comes to work, thank you very much. Yeah, but you are a slacker hobbyist. Cell reporting in. We're back.
Hey, they're back. Open the gate.
Welcome back. Mr. Golem, can you make a golem for us too, please?
Normally I would encourage you to learn the value of hard work while you were young, but I suppose your lives here are hard enough as it is. Here you are, mini golem. It should be able to help you with your chores.
Hey, I'm kinda working like a slave.
Oh geez, that's not its intended use.
Good, you have returned. Are you a servant as well?
I am. My name is Salieri. It's quite alright if you haven't heard of me. My name is of little consequence.
Oh yes, Mozart, well. At any rate, why are you wearing that outfit?
Innocent monster, I'm in the maid in grey. I'm the one destined to kill Amadeus. I only go by Salieri as a matter of convenience, but you may call me that if you like.
Well, I suppose stories like yours are not too uncommon in this world. The circumstances of my own summoning were not exactly normal. Now then, Sal, there's something we need to discuss.
Alright.
Remember the ore you once asked us about? The one that can be used to engrave magecraft spells? At the time, I believe you also mentioned a jewel that could be used to control golems. Well, I managed to track down a lead on both.
Oh, you don't say.
Where are they? Not so fast. I would like to make a deal before I share my information.
Not again.
Yes, again. I cannot afford to lose your combat prowess. I trust Sal and Marsh, but once your ship is repaired, you may end up leaving this world behind, right? Absolutely not. The problems here are our problems as well. We're not going anywhere until we solve this crisis. You can count on that. Is that right, Director Gordolf?
Yes, of course. Marsh is quite right. The Slane's problems are our problems, and we won't run from them at the first sign of trouble.
That is a lie. The first sign of trouble, you are going to freaking hide yourself.
That said, we grown-ups do have extenuating circumstances to deal with, and they won't wait around forever so.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that, well, we can't say anything for sure until we see what's actually going to happen.
Is that yellow I see on your protruding gut? Why are you gutless or something?
Don't you talk about my belly, and no, I don't have any guts. I'm not like Holmes. I can't talk my enemies into giving themselves up. When the going gets tough, Gordolf gets going in the other direction.
My condolences that you are forced to deal with this man as your superior. Now can I ask for your assistance in exchange for my information?
Yes, it's a real pain in the arse having to deal with him as my supposed superior.
Alright, what sort of deal did you have in mind? I will come right to the point. I want your help building a new stronghold. A new stronghold? Well, that sounds about right. Avocabrone's... Well, that sounds right up Avocabrone's alley. No, I think it would be too dangerous to rely exclusively on him. Dangerous? His power is not limitless in scope, nor is it a permanent solution. After all, these Yaga need to know how to fend for themselves, even after we disappear. But that does not plan of action harbor a different sort of danger. Granted, learning new things always brings with it a possibility, but nonetheless. I understand your point. And yes, it is certainly possible that they could misuse this knowledge as power for their own ends. But even so, I believe it is a good thing for them to learn how to survive. Haha, why should it make a difference? It's their choice whether they spend their lives working honestly and decide to turn to banditry. It's no concern of yours what they do after you're gone. Besides, it's human nature to be obsessed with keeping up with the Joneses. If anything, it seems to me as though providing them with supportive technology will only make their futures brighter. You do make a solid point, Director. Yes, I suppose you are right. It is the youngest choice whether to be weak or be eaten, or to be strong and do the eating. Or even to find a new path altogether. By the way, may I ask you if you have a particular location in mind for this new stronghold? I do. There is a ravine right at the midpoint between here and the capital. It is protected by a large forest inhabited by vicious demonic beasts, which will make it difficult for the Oprishniki from the capital to attack. Whereas there are no mountains between here and the ravine to block our path. I see. But in that case, wouldn't its natural defenses also make it difficult for you to attack the capital? Yes, I've considered that, which is why I've not moved there thus far. But now scouts have discovered a tunnel that safely cuts through the woods. At the moment, this tunnel is still only partially hollowed out. But once it is complete, we could reach Yagamaskau in a single day. It would let us attack with the element of surprise. What's more, this tunnel is an excellent place to find the sort of ore you seek. So you want us to help you build this new stronghold and to finish digging this tunnel, right? I've already put together a team of my own Yaga. We will set out once you are all ready. Okay. Dang! This one story section literally took 40 minutes. Strath Stronghold. Hey, this one's also only 2. Alright. Well, with that, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next one. We will be doing possibly at least section 16 and 17. I'm no longer going to say that we can possibly do 3 after, you know, how long 15 was. So yeah, until then, see you guys later.